Okay, we're now just up from what was the Odeon Cinema, outside or just across the road from another old venue that has long since gone. Behind me it says Revival Bar, but well before that it was called Scene 3 and 4, which in the early 70s into mid 70s it actually had some quite famous people playing at the time. I believe a band called Sweet, who were kind of glam rock, very successful glam rock band in the round about Century, 74 played here. Mud, again kind of a similarish but more poppy band from the 70s. Desmond Decker, famous reggae artist. Various people like that, but then it moved through various different names. Tiffany's, it was a nightclub, and then it was a place called Kibbutz, and it was actually where I put my first ever gig on back in about 1983. I was the social secretary of what was Percival Whitley College, which is now Calderdale College, on the Student Union, and for Rag Week I put on a band called Spectre, or a reggae band from Bradford. It was the first gig I'd ever put on. And then I also put on a band called the Free Johns, who were successful indie band at the time, and they were kind of I suppose a bigger name, and I always remember putting them on, and when they turned up they asked for the rider, and I hadn't a clue what a rider was, so I kind of ran down to what was the nearest supermarket and came back with lots of very ridiculously cheap beer and sandwiches and I don't think they were very impressed, but Free Johns played here. Around about that same time it had a few different people promoting gigs, and actually had a couple of really well-known names. Angie Bowie was one of them, who was at one point married to David Bowie, but I suppose the biggest name really of all that played here around that time was Nico. Nico was incredibly famous and well known for her work with the Velvet Underground. In fact, probably the Velvet Underground's probably most famous album of all time is Velvet Underground and Nico. And Nico played here as a solo artist in the early 80s at the place opposite. Other people played there since, but it's been closed now for at least 10 years.